Hi, I'm Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with a Steinway L built in New York City in 1965. It's a piano we've had to do some reconditioning to. We refinished this piano in a new satin ebony finish because we wanted to make the piano look good, look like new. And in my opinion, it looks quite like a new piano. Just a gorgeous new finish, all the brass polished. Very beautiful piece of furniture, very classic, elegant Steinway. It's also been reconditioned on the inside with the action. The strings and tuning pins are original and still in good condition, but the piano was played a lot, so the hammers were worn out. We got a new set of hammers with shanks and flanges and whip pins. Also rebushed the keys, put new plastic key tops on. The old ones had yellowed with age, so we got a nice bright white color for the key tops here. And for the hammers we used Ronson, which is based out of upstate New York. They are, to my knowledge, only one of two makers of piano hammers left in this country. And we, as technicians, think very highly of them because of the warm tone they really give pianos, especially American pianos. And we like to use it on vintage, especially American pianos, like from the early 20th century. And we think it sounds good on later Steinways too. Pianos made in this country, including Mason and Hamlin, Knabe, Chickering, Baldwin, they have been known for more of a warmer sound compared to their counterpart manufacturers overseas. And American pianists have come to expect that, and that's why we chose Ronson for a Steinway like this. And I think that's why Ronson makes the hammers the way they do. It's a softer hammer that's not quite so hard, because they know they're going to be, well, actually I think they used to manufacture hammers for other piano companies in the past, including Sommer, which is no longer in business. So it was precisely for that warm sound in mind that the warm design of American piano that they had in mind, which they were originally making their hammers and which they continue to do to this day, supplying pianos to the trade. us technicians working on these pianos. And it gave this piano a really warm, beautiful sound. I'll describe the tone as a 4 on a scale from 1 to 10, from mellow to bright. Distinctly warm sound. Hard to make it sound harsh. It's not in the piano. It doesn't sound harsh. It's just everything is smooth and rounded and warm and creamy. The touch, I thought, it's very smooth. It feels kind of deceptively light, but it's not, especially if you sort of play softly, and you can feel the leverage of the keys. It reminds me a bit of the early 20th century Steinways that we worked on, especially from the 1920s, where the keys kind of just float under your fingers. This kind of reminds me of that. It's not, in my opinion, quite like some of the more later model Steinways, which, in my opinion, tend to have a pretty hard touch, which sometimes wears me out. If you've played a more recently made Steinway and you were dismayed at how hard the keys felt, I think you'll be a lot happier on this piano. It's not a light touch. It's just lighter than a Steinway normally is these days. And it feels deceptively light for that reason, but it's not a light touch. It works out to be a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10, from light to firm. It's in the middle. Feels very fast when you need it to feel fast, but you still got that subtle control and sort of resistance in the keys when you want to play more softly. Well, a bit of background on the Model L itself, which I forgot to say. It's a 5'10.5" piano, same size as the current day Model O, which you can buy new. And the story there is that the Model O, which you'll know from Steinway's new offerings, that was their original 5'10" piano design that they first made in 1900. They, in New York, elected in 1923 to change the design somewhat. The way the strings are is pretty similar, as I understand it, but the shape of the case is different. On a Model L, it kind of looks like a Model M, so it's all round on the tail end of the piano on the other side. But on an L, they chose to emulate what their bigger pianos look like, the Models A through D. It has a sort of squared off tail. It's still a continuous bent rim, which Steinway's been famous for since, I think, 1880. They've been doing that, or 1878. They one of the first to have a patent on that design. Just the whole rim is one continuous flow of wood rather than different pieces of wood joined together at sharp angles as pianos had been previously made. And so on the O, that continuous rim was looks more like a circle at the end, whereas on the L, it looks more like a squared rectangle, a rounded rectangle rather, that gives the soundboard area more area. It kind of makes the soundboard bigger back there. And I usually find the Model L, for being the same size of piano, it often has a more intimate, darker sound. This one, you can get a lot of tonal projection out of it, and that I think it's quite typical for the Model L. It tends to be a bit beefier in the bass for that reason. And I think this piano has that capability within it if you should choose to play that way. So that's the difference between the Model L and the O. Sort of a squared off tail on the L, round tail on the L, but same size, very similar design otherwise. And, well, we should point out that a new Model O has an MSRP of $109,900. And it is also understanding that if you were to go into a dealer of new Steinways, they are not required at all to come down on the price of new Steinways. With Steinway, you either pay Steinway's price or you buy a different piano. They have a 5-year warranty on their pianos, and I believe they've had that for a very long time. We here at Rick Jones Pianos have a 10-year warranty on every piano, including this one. No matter how old the piano is in their inventory, we put warranties on Steinways going back to 1890. But these are all pianos that we've worked on. We've reconditioned, rebuilt as necessary, replaced parts, regulated, tuned, really made the piano like new again here in our shop so that we could have the confidence putting a 10-year warranty on the piano. We do everything we can here to make it right before it goes out so that you, having the piano in your home and getting it tuned twice a year and keeping the humidity moderate and stable, we ask that you do that of any piano you buy. If you do that, you can expect to keep this piano for a very long time. It will be under warranty for the first 10 years, and then thereafter, you have a 100% lifetime trade-up guarantee. And we've had that ever since the Rick started in 1983. Whatever the price is that you pay for whatever piano here, that is your trade-in price, as long as you take care of it, like I mentioned. And you can come back to us at any time you want in the future and trade the piano in for precisely that price. And we wouldn't be able to do that if we weren't so confident in our work here, making these pianos right again before they go out for delivery, before they go on the showroom floor. So it's certainly an option you could take with this piano. There's not a whole lot in our inventory that's more expensive than this. I believe all of it is quite a bit larger than this piano. So if you can't take a piano larger than 6 feet, you'll probably be holding on to this piano indefinitely. And in any case, a Steinway grand like this is very oftentimes someone's last piano. It's certainly a piano designed and originally manufactured to last a lifetime. It's an American classic, it's a treasure. And as long as you continue to take good care of it, you can expect many more decades of musical enjoyment and inspiration out of it. And we expect that it might have to be rebuilt again in, 70 or 80 years, depending on how hard it's played and how well it's kept. But I mean, these are the type of pianos that are worth working on and continuing to work on over the years because of how special the Steinway sound and feel is. And this is no exception. So the trade-in is merely an option. You don't have to take it. Please stop by, try it out for yourself. You can play it along with anything else we have in our inventory. But if you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email if you have any questions. Thanks.